I want to create a way of loading CtC data, not just by ID, but by encoded data in the URL similar to CtC puzzles. I believe I already have that feature here, but currently it uses my own LZIP implementation, which is, I think, more correct than the fpuzzles one, but it's incompatible to the fpuzzles one. I have no idea what fpuzzles is actually doing there. So I'll probably try to do something smart where I can sniff the format and have a couple of options. But before I do that, I want to actually compare the zip data to the compactified data, etc. Now, the compactified data is probably not URL friendly. And I would imagine that zipping plus compactification is obviously the best part. So, probably what I'm going to do first is grab a couple of the puzzle IDs. Oh, gee, all right. So I'm just going to put some code in here. So that's puzzles API / all puzzles.json. So if I do this, let's see, I think that might do the trick. All right, and then we should be able to grab not found puzzles / API / all puzzles. Ah, no puzzles. I don't know where I got that from. All right, so. And then and after fetching, we should be able to do, that's the one that doesn't help me, res.text. Should be able to just do this, right? Since we're messing around in async land. Just do a double await. Nope. There we go. 6.5 megabytes. Great. All right. All right, and that should be all the data in minified format. In compactified format. Let's not get confused here. So then what we can do is res dot for each let's give that some sensible names. And then each row would have ID and data. All right. So row dot, and that's the compactified format. So this is the one we want to then unzip, right? So unzip equals row.data. And we'll do a little slice so we don't have to run through all of it. And then we just do that. Nope. And we just do that. So we have data, we have unzipped. So the unzipped now should be JSON data, right? And then we want to compress both. And then we can say row So this would be plain JSON. And we can do we want to actually stringify this or de-stringify it? Let's not do that for now. So row.data is compacted. So now we want we'll just call this JSON. And then we can do zipped JSON. And oops, and now we have the zip function of the fpuzzles decoder available to us. So we can use specifically this zip function. And it's called compress puzzle. And we want to have zipped compact. All right. So now we'll have zipped compact, zipped JSON, and no idea how big these are. All right. And I guess we can just sum them together, right? And then we can just do something like let sizes equal, boom. So compact. JSON. Zip compact, zip JSON. And then we can just do size dot compact plus equals row.data.length. All right. All right. And besides this, oops. Besides this, we also want to output. Let's just pluralify that. Pluralify that. I hope that's a word. I keep wanting to save it and refresh the browser window. That's not how this works, right? Yeah. So now we'll just do it for all puzzles. All right, and then we can then we'll just divide them by number of puzzles we have. Rid of fractions. And that should give us the average size per puzzle for each kind of storage. Right. And got to do it for all 4,000 puzzles, which might take longer than I anticipated, actually. Here we go. It just took a moment. So, the raw compact format is 1,726. The raw JSON format is 3,000. The zipped compact is 951. And the zipped JSON is 1,451. So, the zipped JSON is smaller than the raw compact, but it's quite a bit bigger than that. Now, I probably also want to calculate min, max, and averages. Sorry, not just min, max, and averages. So we probably want to do this, right? Min. Basically, just do this. And we want min b You know what? If I rename compact to just data, I can actually loop through it. And I can just do this. I can just do this. Total. Max. Get rid of these. These are all called the same stuff, right? Data JSON, blah, blah, blah. And then down here, we can do avg equals sizes key dot total divided all puzzles dot length. All right. Let's try it with 100 so we don't have to wait so long. Oh. Just look in the first 5. Oh, no. All right. I'm just going to do this so I don't have to worry about the count being off and all that. Let's just do it by 20. All right. And minimum, maximum, that obviously didn't work out. Minimum of minimum and the puzzle length. Oh, because I'm adding them up. That's obviously silly. Glad I did this on a subset of all the puzzles. Because I don't want to conclude that one is much better than the other when it's actually just the result is skewed by a small number of puzzles, for example. I should really calculate standard deviations and all that stuff, but you know. Because it could be that some specific keys or certain things influence the total size, right? Or like a very long description in a particular puzzle that doesn't get compressed by either method. Okay. Let's do a larger set. Larger sample. 100 puzzles. So, for JSON, we have... Can I just table this? Can I just console.table this? Be nice. Yes. All right. Yeah, so we can see this is more than double, while this doesn't happen in the smallest case. So the largest cases are much more likely to have certain outliers and stuff. All right. I mean, the zipped compact format would still be the nicest. Let's actually compare to my LZipper, just for comparison. So let's call this LZip JSON. And instead of using compress puzzle here and puzzle zipper, is this under puzzle tools? No, it's under LZipper, right? LZipper. So that's what I'm using internally for the replay and the state data and all that. It's a little bit more battle hardened, I guess. And we can probably do also lzipped compact for completeness sake. Ah, wait a second. Oh. Wait a second. Oh, because the JSON is the unzipped. Yeah, and this is the compact data. All right, so lzipped compact is data and lzipped JSON is JSON. All right, so compact should really come first to avoid confusion, because it is the internally native format, right? And then we have lzipper compact. We have zipped compact, and we have zipped JSON. All right, one of these days I'll type it correctly. So yeah, the sizes are identical. They're supposed to be both lzipper implementations. So I have no idea. Wait, why are these different? The total sizes are different. The minimum and the maximum are the same. And the average is slightly smaller. But that's the thing. I think there's some minor difference on some URL encoded aspect of it or something, or maybe mine doesn't extend it to a 4-byte boundary or something. I don't know. And it's always caused me beef. I'd like to standardize to one of them and figure out which is the correct implementation, to be honest. All right. So I guess we'll run it for the whole thing. We don't include, I don't know why I'm timing it, to be honest. It doesn't matter. I think it's 6.5 megabytes of data at the moment. All right. Minimum 15. What is that even possible? Is that even possible? I'm not sure. Maybe it's broken data. I'm not sure if you can make a puzzle actually that small, unless the data is broken. I mean, I basically have to. Oh. Well, it's this one, I'm guessing. All right, so that's the. Don't know where that came from. Interesting. I might have to check Git history. Updated puzzles 11 months ago. All right, not important. It does screw with the minimum sizes though. Yeah. Anyway, least important piece of information, I'm guessing. So on average, I think it's worth doing this. I mean, especially for URLs. Like if I compared the zip JSON from the zip compactified format for the largest case, it's almost half the size. So for a URL, that makes a big difference. All right. I mean, ultimately, I'd still like to accept different versions of it. All right. So first of all, I want to check if the CtC version here, so it uses lzipped expands, so it expects an lzipper compressed version of the data, right? So instead of this, instead of all of that, what I'm gonna do is, I mean, it's a little ridiculous, but what I'm gonna do is all puzzles. I'll find this puzzle. So that should be puzzle zipper zipped and then lzipper compacted, right? So lzipper compacted. So that should be .data, and that should be the string. All right. So this should already be supported. If I just do this. And it's interesting that even I myself didn't remember that I already implemented this. Yeah, so we already have CtC data import. The only issue right now is that it uses my zip version rather than the fpuzzle zip version. So we can either use different format specifiers, like CtC2 for example. All right. What if... I wish I could differentiate the versions. I think... I'm just thinking right now, if either one of them comes back null on the decompression step, then I can just try with the other one. So that worked with this. Okay, let's try it with the fpuzzles compactification. And see if it chokes on it. Okay. So that gets us this. It might just work, but you see, I think it's the... But it's not just the equal symbols. There's a couple of A's missing. Like, why is it different, right? And it also works. God damn it. The problem is there's no guarantee that it will work. It will always work. One way to check would be to just take a sample and find out. I don't even know what kind of data makes it fail, to be honest. And I don't know where the differences come from. I mean, I didn't write either one of the algorithms, so it's a little mystery. Let's see. We're compacting with LZipper. This is the data we care about, right? So LZipper compact. If LZipper compact is not equal to... So this should be the LZipped compacted version. And we want to decompress it with... with the fpuzzles decompressor. And check it is equivalent to raw data. I don't know what the hell? Log. Jeez, my brain. All right. Codec error. Row.id. And then I'm just gonna put this here. Nope. Oh. Don't want to paste those URLs in there. Okay, so it didn't actually get any errors. If load fpuzzle decompress puzzle lzip compact. So maybe the fpuzzles decompressor can handle it. What about the other way around? What about if we're taking something compressed with the fpuzzles compressor, which is let's say zipped compact here, and decompress it with the LZipper. Like that. And check if that's different. So that way around it fails. So maybe, huh. Maybe if I just use the fpuzzles decompressor, I'll be safe either way. But I should really analyze the code and see which of the code bases is smaller, which is faster, etc. If there's a better sort of standardized version of LZIP implementation in JavaScript out there or available. Right. I'm guessing it'll... What? Ah, one error. Just one individual puzzle failed? One puzzle, only one. Ah, wait, but I only checked 10. So, so just one failing is maybe not too surprising. Yeah, quite a few fail here. Well, let's see if we can see something in the data that's obvious of why it might fail. No idea. It could just be the specific length. Sorry about that. I blew into the microphone. That just could be the specific length of the data. But it looks like if I use the fpuzzles decompressor, it just works. So I just wrote a bad algorithm, I guess. Or modified a bad algorithm, or I badly modified a good algorithm. I'm sure it's my fault somehow. All right, let's just run the test on all of them. And maybe let's not do all the statistics stuff. Because I think that's actually what takes most of the time. So we're only using that one. So we're decompressing the LZIP compressed version here with the fpuzzles decompressor. All right. Doesn't look like it's failing on any of them. Wow. Okay, so that just works on all of them. So I can change that over here, and it'll just freaking work. Now, ultimately, I need to refactor the code. I can't have a dependency in something that I've been trying so hard to externalize. So I'm gonna put a little comment here. Refactor fpuzzles compression into separate lib. So if I do this, right? So that now the only thing is the puzzle zipper. So the question is, can I make it also work if the data isn't zipped? In other words, have a fallback. So let's go back to our little test setup here. And instead of checking this, now what we want to check is if we run the unzip data through the unzipper, what do we get? So similar to this is if puzzle zipper unzipped raw row.json is not equal to row of JSON, and we'll just spit out an error and see what it spits out. It might just throw exceptions though, so that's also a possibility. It does not. And if we do it on unzip data, unzip JSON, So that should compare if the unzipper works in all cases. It does on the first 10 puzzles. What about for 1,000? Okay, so it already freaking works. Alright, ranks, this feature is going to be easier than I thought. All I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out this one. Oh, did I just clone? Oh, I just cloned this. I'm going to switch out my own decompression algorithm for the F puzzles because it seems to work on my own compression algorithm anyways. This one already seems to work either way as well. So let's do a quick test scenario for this particular ID. So this is this puzzle, right? And we're gonna create these URLs, and we're gonna create each version of them. So version 1 is going to be fpuzzles compressed the raw data. Actually, let's start with the JSON data, right? Just so we have a plain playing field. Right. So from JSON, we would stringify the JSON and compress it. And I mean, in theory, we could just encode URI encode the JSON directly, but I don't think it makes sense. It'll just be too big. So we'll stringify the JSON, and secondly, we stringify the compactified version of the data. See if that works. Except we need to stringify it first or after? No. Wait. I don't know. I don't remember. Do we need to stringify it first or after? It's a good question. I don't remember. So, this is the puzzle. No, wait. This is the puzzle. And then this is unzip puzzle data. That's the JSON. So the puzzle zipper operates on a string, I guess. Zip puzzle. Because it parses it first. So what if I do this? If type of zip. Because we're modifying the object, right? So we'd have to clone it. All right. So we want to actually do the other way around. If type of puzzle is not equal string, and maybe rename this JSON string. If type of it's not equal. Nope. Equals JSON.stringify. Basically just using this as a lazy clone. And then zipped equals this. And that should work. $6.88. JSON parse zipped. So if JSON is not a string, gets stringified. There we go. And now all right, so this is, zippifies it quite comfortably. So we're stringifying the JSON directly, or, and I think this always returns a string. Yeah, has to. All right. 1 second. There's a drama with the dog's ball being stuck behind a gate. Oop. There's something missing here. Yes. I thought the syntax highlighting was just wrong. That was wrong. So we have 2 links. And this one, unexpected error occurred. And then this one, all right, this one works. This one doesn't work. Okay, so why does this one not work? I don't think there's anything else I'm doing differently. JSON stringify JSON. So we established earlier that puzzle zipper to unzip. That works if it is zipped or not. All right. So that's the compressed version, right? Let's output that. And puzzle zipper unzip expanded. Puzzle zipper unzip expanded. So that's compressed, right? Then we decompress it. And that decomp like that. And then puzzle zipper unzip, decomp, and JSON parse. And I'm separating them in separate lines because JSON parse often fails in situations like this. Like this, at least I won't have to run it a second time. All right, no news on the ball yet. So it does come back to this here. But when I output this earlier, I didn't like it. And it was... Wait a second. I mean, these are strings, but sometimes there's weird escaping happening when you're outputting directly to the console. So that might be the problem. Why do they look the same length to me? That's so strange. They should be very different lengths. In fact, they are. They're massively different lengths. This one is 5K. This one's 3.5K. So, huh. Well, let's try the short one. Short one works. Let's try the long one. Huh? Let's try a long one. The long one fails. Unexpected error occurred. Could it be a URL length limitation? I think the ball was successfully retrieved from behind the gate. My girlfriend might have committed the crime of trespass. So why does this come back as a 500 error? Oh, because... So I think there's a problem with the firebase tool treating slashes as part of a path, and like it's not ignoring them as it should. It's not just passing the string straight through. So there's obviously, we can do a load ID, or we can just encode them. I don't know how much bigger that makes them. I hope it's not too much. It should only encode a couple of characters at most. So we're probably okay with that. Okay, let's run it again. Yeah. I need the libraries. All right. So let's get these URLs again. Get rid of these. Get this one. And I'm really weirded out by this representation because it's cutting it off, but it's not telling me that it's cutting it off. And normally when it shows me a string, it shows me how many characters and how many it cuts off. So it's a bit... Wow, 3,700, almost 200 bytes longer. All right. But does it work now? No, it doesn't work. Interesting. And it still doesn't like it. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? It still has the slashes in there. No, wait, that's the other URLs. Here, it should no longer have any slashes in there. Why does this just create an error? I mean, on my own server, I could make this work. On Firebase, yeah, that's why I want to move away from Firebase. So I think I'm just gonna ignore this for now, and switch to using the puzzle ID method. And I don't know if these strings aren't... Why these strings aren't being done properly. So maybe if I turn this into an object. So if I just do this, I think that might be the way to go. All right. It's gonna be a short stream. I'm just squeezing this in because Rex gave me another idea, and it's been good at keeping me productive, so I just wanted to run with it. All right. All right, let's try this one. Okay, that one doesn't work. Still getting these issues. This one doesn't work either. Oh, come on. It's because freaking Firebase software changes the data in the URL. Why would it do that? It's base64 encoded. It's supposed to pass straight through. Ah, man. Now neither one of them works, which is kind of weird. Alright, if I don't URL encode it, what happens then? What happens then? Okay, that one works. Oh, and now both work. Alright. Well, screw you. But, all in all, that means it works just fine. So, to wrap it up, so it's basically already supported. I think the only modification I did was change it to using the decompressor of fpuzzles, because it's just better, more. Well, I did URL encode it, and apparently that's what breaks Firebase. So if I don't URL encode it, it works. Which is a little counterintuitive. I hate Firebase, man. They're not sticking to standards. They're just doing some random stuff, and it's like some junior made. It's just like 3 guys in a room that haven't had a lot of web experience, just messed around, and it's like what the hell are you guys doing, you know? This is supposed to be an enterprise level product. It clearly is not. It clearly is not. All right, so we don't need that. We 4.0. Don't need that. All right. So like this, it's just a one line change. And that is literally just a usability update. So that's not really, I'm not actually changing any functionality there. So what I'm gonna do is, yep, it is weird and it's annoying as all hell. So, but you're using fpuzzles, so probably this one doesn't URL decode, while the fpuzzles one does URL decode. I wish there was an easy way of detecting if something is already encoded, so only decode it if it needs decoding. It's such a nuisance. So here I am probably URL decoding. Yeah, so I have this one, save URI decode component. What if I throw that in there? It is available on the outside. And I even have this. This is so sad that I have to do these things. This is my algorithm which undoes the damage that Firebase does, basically. Yeah, the problem is Firebase modifies the data. It literally modifies the data. So for example, 2 slashes become 1 slash, 3 slashes become 2 slash. I don't know exactly. They don't have any documentation. They deny that they're doing, well, they don't deny that they're doing it. They're saying that doing it is correct, but of course it isn't. Because a URL has no such thing as the concept of file names and paths and stuff. A URL is a string. So the data should get passed from the server to the application, right? The application does something, like if you have a file server, the file server can decide to interpret the slashes a certain way. But Firebase is not a file server. It doesn't serve files. It runs a script, right? I know, but it still needs to work either way, right? It doesn't matter if your URL, like if you might URL encode or decode or whatever, you should still... I know, but they still change it, even though... You see, it works if I don't encode it. That's the funny thing, right? But anyway, I've solved this problem for fpuzzles data, so I might as well just use that. So this is basically the thing. And I should probably do this generically then, if it's CtC or fpuzzles data. I mean, I could right now, I could just copy this code, but ultimately I should just have a solid way of doing it. Let me see. None of these are asynchronous, right? So let's not pretend they are. So let's just do this. Unzip puzzle data or uncompressed puzzle data. It's gonna get longer and longer. Let CtC puzzle data. Hey guys. Aw, Toby got his ball back. Yeah. Good job. He looks very proud. Did he help at all, or was he just watching you do all the work? That's very typical of him. Let's just get rid of these. CtC. CtC puzzle URL. Alright, I'm putting them back. My brain is messing with me. I'm putting them back. And then finally, we're going to return this promise. That should replace these lines. And we can then add this here. In a similar fashion, right? So basically, this becomes this. CtC puzzle data. Refactor. Gonna put this above it. Oh. Actually, replacing all of these, right? So. Now we basically have this. And we probably should also do the same thing as we did with this one. No, not with this one, with this one. Which is probably right at the top. Yeah, no, this is not necessary. All right, we'll go back down here. So that should get us the safely decoded. Then this should fix the slashes before this happens, before we do all the uncompressing and stuff. Fixed CtC data. Load of puzzles, fix puzzle slashes. Then we'll check if we have to do a redirect. Encoded puzzle data. All right. And now, finally, we should arrive here and do our uncompression, which is basically load fpuzzles, right? Then we have this step. And then we have this step. So these two steps are actually the same. And these steps are the same. So hopefully this code, I should be able to unify a little bit. And if I move this down here, hopefully I will remember that I want to do that. Okay, so now we need to go back and we'll try the URI encoded stuff again. Because the whole point of base64 encoding is that you shouldn't need to encode URI, because base64 should be only using URI saved characters. So that's why this whole thing is just such a nuisance. Uncode? No, encode. Encode. All right. Well, let's see. Nope. Okay. So that still doesn't work. Yeah, you see, it doesn't even get through to my code. I can't decode it because the firebase server just doesn't pass the data through. It never even gets to my script. It just creates a 500 server error with no details of why. And that's with a URI encoded component. It's I mean, I've wasted a lot of time and I kind of gave up on it. I still don't know which characters in here they don't like. Because I don't even think that has any slashes in it anymore. Yeah, it doesn't have slashes in it. So I don't know which characters here it doesn't like. No idea. Let's try the other one. Don't know why. Okay, that one works, and it could be a length thing. It could just be that Firebase doesn't like it. All right, let's check if... wait, I want to make sure I don't throw away all my code. No. Okay. Let's check if it works with the argument, with the query parameter. Nope, that won't work. Okay. Okay, that one works. That one works. All right, so at least now it works if it's URI encoded or if it's not URI encoded. So there isn't any specific requirement on that from the outside. And if people encode it because they think they should, or don't encode it because they don't know that they should, it'll work either way. Now what I want to create is a little piece of... Yeah, and it should just work. And in fact, on my own server, in fact, let me show you. Let me show you something here. Let me show you something. A little magic. I mean, I don't know actually if this will work because I changed some of the code and I don't know if it's compatible this way, and it just might not be, but let's just try this quickly. So encoded or not encoded, doesn't matter because both of them fail. All right, now it fails because I hadn't added some of the stuff it needs to do. But have you noticed how it actually loads the page? It receives it, you know, forward. The server doesn't just blow up, right? That's because my server isn't stupid, while the Firebase one is apparently a little dim-witted. Yeah, look at that. If it's not URI encoded, yeah, because I don't decode the data, right? But it should work like this, you know? If somebody writes a competent web server that's standards compliant to the HTTP protocol, that's what it looks like. Firebase is not that. Sorry, I'm trying to... Yep, there's a problem. There's a fight for the space on my seat. All right, but what I really want to do is... because ultimately, the fpuzzles decoding ends up in the same place. So I'd like to have a little like a gist piece of code that converts an fpuzzles URL into a CtC URL, right? So let's find an fpuzzles URL. I should have one in here somewhere. All right, so we have an fpuzzles URL. All right. So let's call it let fp URL equals, right? And then we'll do a const fp to CtC fp URL, just one URL. Right? So, and I'm just going to be lazy and I'm just going to do this. All right. Now I'm just going to do, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a little cheaty. Something like that. I don't know, something like that. Right. Now, we run it through all of this, basically. We don't do the slash fixing. That's beyond the scope of this little function. Then we'll do this. And I think load fpuzzle actually internally does that as well. In fact, it's the first thing it does. So that is somewhat superfluous. Right? Then what comes out of there is our compactified format. Where are we? Where are we? Right? Which we then need to unzip. We don't... No, actually, we don't even need to unzip it, because now this is already CtC format. And then we can... Let CtC data. Was that, right? And now we're basically at which portion are we at? No, I think we just need to compress it again. Compress CtC data and attach CtC in the front. And we just return that. And then in here, we'll have something like and I don't remember what else we did to it. What else did we do to it? We have the CtC prefix. And anything else? Not really. I think we're gonna do that here. And this should be compressed and everything. Yeah, so that should be the valid CtC URL. And bleh. That did not work. Oh, all right. That is indeed async. I don't know why it is async. Ah, because I think I had something in there that was doing remote calls to, in case I want to resolve the tiny URL IDs and all that stuff. CtC data, localhost puzzle object promise. Ah, oh wait. And bada bing, bada boom. Ipso facto. Now, let's check, because I have no idea how these compare. So the fpuzzles data is 2.5K and the CtC data is 1.6K. All right. And if I pass the whole URL in, can I do that? I have a function here that gets the puzzle ID basically under various circumstances. Get puzzle ID. Is that for the current? Yeah. But this one basically works, right? So what I actually want to do here is turn that into a URL. So if we do this, URL, origin, href, path. So we basically want to return URL.post origin plus URL.path name, I believe, plus puzzle ID equals, basically. And then we don't need that stuff. And nope. Oh, why doesn't let me? Why does it not let me click on that as if it's a URL? It is a URL. And it does that, right? And if I start out with something like wow, that was a long freeze. Well, it should just be like that. I don't think it should need puzzle ID. Bada bing, bada boom. Ah, wait, no. Wait, what's going on here? What's going on here? What is going on here? CtC data. Why does this come back as F puzzles? It means... I don't know what it means. Wait, CtC data. This is CtC data, right? What if I do output these bits here? Where does the F puzzles come from? It's nowhere there. Oh, it's part of the path name. I'm an idiot. You know what? Screw it. Let's not use the path name. Don't need it. Let's just do hard code this for now. Good. All right. I think that should get you started. So, to summarize, CtC data import was already possible. It was using my own compression, which was slightly incompatible with the fpuzzles compression. Now it should work with either one, and I don't think I had to change very much. I mean, there was some refactoring going on, but all right. So I'm gonna make a few other helper functions here. So fpuzzles to URL to CtC URL. So that just takes a URL and converts it. But we would also want fpuzzles URL to CtC data. I think this one is mostly useful if you want to inspect the format and kind of say, hey, what does this look like, right? And it basically, we can just return this part here. No, because this is still zipped and all that jazz. So this then needs to be unzipped and whatnot to CtC JSON. So return unzip CtC data. And we want to output that as well. What? No. What am I doing? No bueno. Here, this we don't even need. Here, this we don't need anymore either, so I'm not using it. We can just push that back. URL data, well, don't really need to do that. To be honest, that's also superfluous. Boom. And completely unreadable. Mission accomplished. All right. I probably should find a shorter fpuzzle URL. Been using one for testing recently. Was it the 12 by 12 or 16 by 16 or whatever it was? The 21 by 21. Tiny Puzz, which I'm by the way testing. Here we go. I think this is very small fpuzzles data. So make this demo a little bit less unwieldy. Convert CTC in JSON editor, modify it, and then use that in CtC. That sort of stuff scares me though, because right now we don't have a path the other way around from CtC to fpuzzles. So any change they make there, I mean, oh my, I have evil thoughts. What if you let them edit the CtC data, but then you encode those edits as an extra piece of data into the fpuzzles data? But then my system would need to understand that as well. Well, I guess... I mean, you can always have an export as link type button. I think that's maybe one of the... Well, the long URLs are still the problem, right? I don't know. It all seems really hacky, like we're working around a problem that doesn't really exist. Yeah, so that's the fpuzzles URL, that's the CtC URL. And that's the CtC data. And I mean, you can see in many ways the CtC data is very similar to fpuzzles data, you know. It's like they're doing very similar things. All right. I made a few changes, mostly cosmetic and just like just to be kind of handling certain error conditions better and, you know, encoding stuff. So you hear the dog? I think he got thirsty. Well, I'm working on it, but yeah, there it is. It's right here. It's not far. npm run. What was I doing? Oh yes, bumping versions. Bump minor. It's not a big change, but I want to bump it anyways, just in case I've broken something. I need to roll it back and all that stuff. Yeah. I would credit you, but since the CtC import, data import already existed, I'm not gonna do that. So what do we call it? Small CtC puzzle import. I didn't leave any stray logs in anywhere. No, I don't think so. All right. Oh, I forgot I was on a brand. Oh. Sorry, this is too small to see on screen. Just. Oops. Git merge feature slash 0.15 5.0. I think that's all I need to do. I need to get in the habit of deleting branches after I've merged them as well. That's something I'm still really bad at. So now we should have that merge branch. We have 0.156. I just run this before I publish stuff, but I can deploy it to that domain quickly. All right, and to deploy that, I'm gonna do it quick. Just F puzzles to CtC samples. F puzzles, CtC and extract CtC JSON based in console on CtC app site to load libraries. F URL to CtC JSON. URL to CtC URL sample. All right. I think that's all we need. Oop. I think that should help. And let's try it out. So let's take this to SudokuPad.app. Oh wait, that's an SCF URL. Never mind. That's not what I want. Let's try it with a live sample. Let's grab something random from the puzzle. The latest guesses out. So let's get the CtC data, right? Let's check how big it is. So this is 1,503 bytes, 1.5 kilobytes, right? Yeah. That obviously is not available on the app domain. And that's the CtC URL. And this is, so this was 1.5, and oh, it's basically the same size. So it didn't exactly get smaller. It didn't get bigger either, to be fair. Although it actually did get bigger because the domain is shorter. So I'm cheating here. But if I get this lined up, it's actually larger. God damn it. Back to the drawing board, I say. All right, let's do this one quickly, and then I'll end the stream. I feel like dinner is almost ready, and I'm starving, and it's late. And I'm so tired. I saw your message where I was still in bed this morning, and then I got started way too early, and then I got tired way too early. That was a bit of a day like that. Lots of sevens. Grade squares must be even. Gauge must be fun to the value. Oh my gosh. All right, 9999. So that is a 9 as well, right? And then these are all the odds. 4, 6, 8. And then these are all the evens. I mean, the other way around, evens and odds. We're going to try 7 minus the 9, right? 14, that's 9, 5, 8, 6. 8. Doesn't have a 9 in it. In fact, wait a second. None of these small cages have 9s in them, right? Is that something I need to worry about? So there's no 9s here, no 9 here, no 9 here. And that's a 6, so those are quite small. I think, for some reason, I feel I'm struggling to see the H totals a little bit. I don't know why. I don't actually know what this looks like on stream. Is that all right? Should be all right. 7 with evens in these. I think all these 7s could somewhat be limited if should I mark them all? No. No. that's a chumps game. So 2, 4. So this can't be a 4, 5. So 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6. It's still quite a few. Yeah. But, oh wait, these have to be both evens. Uh-huh, all right. So I know it's not a 4, 5, and I know it's not a 2, 8. And I know this one has to be even, and there's only one even here. Aha, all right. This can't be 6, 3 anymore. Can't be a 3. This can't be a 6. 2, 4, 8, 1, 5, 7. 2, 4, 8, 1, 5, 7. 2, 4, 8, 1, 5, 7. So this is the only place where the 6 can go. Wait, why can't the... Ah, because... all right, cool. I'm gonna resolve all that. These are both even. I didn't even pay attention to that, so that's a 6, 8. Oh, and that's resolved. Okay, now this whole thing is starting to make a little bit more sense. Aha, look at that. Look at that. 6, so that's 2, 4, 8. 8 isn't here. So that's got to be 7 or 5. Oh, 5, 7 here. Look at that. And oh. 8 with 2 evens. Needs to have a 6 in it. I made a mistake. 8 with 2 evens. That's got to be a 2, 6. But I end up with a 6 down here. Alright, I don't know where I went wrong. But now I think I got the flow of it. So I think this will be a little bit faster now. So 2, 4, 6, 8. We had 6 with 2. That's 2, 4. Which makes this a 6. And this is a 2. And then this is an 8 and 1. So no 8s over here. And that means there's a 1 over here. And the 1 can't be there. So the 1 is here, the 8 is there. And these are the 3, 5, 7 remaining ones. And this got to be 8, 6. But now we know the 6 can't be here, so it's got to be there. So I don't know where I went wrong before. But it was somewhere around here. I don't know. I had a 6, 3 up here, didn't I? But I still had the 5, 7s over here, so I don't know exactly how that works. That's got to be a 4 now. That resolves pretty smoothly, actually. Even these resolve, well, they resolve many different ways. That's a 6 and a 3. And a 12 with 2 evens, got to be 4, 8. Makes this a 2 and a 4. And the missing even here is a 2, and we got a 7. Oh, and these are resolved by the 4 and 8 over here. And that's got the middle square already done. So these are going to be fairly easy, I think. 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 9. So this can't be a 9 or 7. So that's got to be a 3, 4, 2. All right. And that's also the same thing. 4. No, that can't be a 2. So that's got to be the 5 here. All right. I guess we'll do the same thing on these. 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. 2. Yeah, no, they're different. Don't know why I thought they'd be the same. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this can't be a 7, 9. So this has got to be a 1, 6, or a 5, 2. It can't be 2. It's a 5. So no 5s here. Gotta be a 9, 6. Why did I end up with a 6 next to the 5? I'm an idiot. This can't be a 2, so it's gotta be a 6. 6 gotta go with a 1. This can't be a 7 or 9, so that's a 5 and that's a 2. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, and then these are 2, 3, 4. These are 5s and 8s. Alright. Through these 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. This can't be a 7, 9. It's got to be a 1, 3. Can't be a 1 because of the 1 on the left. So that's a 3, 4. No 3. No 3s. It's got to be a 1, a 6. No 1 here. No 1 there. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. That can't be a 1. That's an 8. 1 takes the 8 out of there. 5. 7, 9, 6. All right. And I guess we'll continue. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 9, unless this can't be a 9, so 3, 5 could be matched with a 4 and a 2. Can't be a 5 because of the 5 up top, which is over here. That's a 3, 4. This can't be a 9. It can't be a 5 because we already have a 5 in the box, so that's a 1, 6. And that becomes a 9, and that becomes a 5. And these two are from 2, 7, and 9. That can't be a 2, so that's a 2. I said it can't be 2. 7, 9, 7, 9, and then here we have 3, 7, 9. Oh wait, no, that's a 9, so that's a 7. 9, 7. 7, 9, 9, 7. And these are 3 and 8. And that's an 8. That's a 3. Alright. So, and I think the remaining digits are basically right, and it's more or less 2. 2. And 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 because of the 7 over here. And these in the middle are 3, 5, 6. This can be a 6. This can be a 3 or 5. So that is a 6. And that's a 3 or 5 as well. With these two, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Still both possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a 4. 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. 0 plus 8. Yeah. Yep. Alright, I'm finished in 3 minutes. So that's a 3, 5. Can't be a 5. Let's resolve these. 1, 2, 3. Where does 4 go? Not here, not here, here. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we have 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. And we have new support links. Speaking of which, check out my Patreon at patreon.svencodes.com or my YouTube channel at YouTube. Well, you're here right now, so you probably know where my YouTube channel is. I would appreciate subscribes because I need 100 subscribers to get my custom URL. Yeah, I mean, this is probably more to get us started thinking down this path and finding what else we need to do rather than it's being immediately useful. I mean, otherwise, having built the CtC URL import previously would have done something. And it's on the test domain, test.crackingthecryptic.com. It's SudokuPad.app is the test deployed to AWS. So if you replace this with test.crackingthecryptic.com/Sudoku, it'll work the same way. Just that on SudokuPad.app you don't need /Sudoku anymore. Because, you know, proper server software. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Ranks, thanks for the inspiration. Useful features all around, and slowly getting more towards some useful stuff. And I can't wait to continue working on the editor. I'll have to see how quickly I can get to something releasable, or if I want to keep working until I have all the core features. Like, what is my minimum viable product? Does it have to be 100% coverage of CtC features, or do I want to release part of the tool to let people edit just lines, for example, or something? So I'll have to see, but we've made good progress last couple of days on this, so can't wait to continue working on that tomorrow. And by the way, anybody who's thinking about joining the Patreon, I really appreciate that. Every now and then somebody joins the Patreon and I'm floored because it's just awesome. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna spend all the Patreon money on more stuff for you guys anyway, so. Yeah, for sure. But I also want to provide a storage for puzzles because, I mean, I'm probably spending more space in my logs than it would cost me to just put the data somewhere, you know. But I'd like to keep this flexibility, yeah. I think it's helped a lot. Like if the data was locked into places with IDs, I think we wouldn't be where we're now with how many puzzles are available and using tools that aren't supported anymore and still getting value out of them and all that stuff. So I definitely need to go there. All right, I really got to get going. I'm gonna be in trouble. Thanks for hanging out. Take care. Have a good day. And bye-bye. See you in the next one.